Over the past weeks, months, I've asked hundreds of Scrum Masters what are their top challenges that they face every single day as a Scrum Master. What keeps them up at night? And today we're gonna go through all these challenges together and how to overcome them. And I'm gonna reveal what I believe is the hardest part of being a Scrum Master. First off, if you don't know what Agile is, what a Scrum Master is, you're on the wrong video. Watch this video instead. Challenge number 1, the Scrum Master as an admin. I see that extremely often, organization asking that the Scrum Master or multiple Scrum Masters act as an admin within the team. Basically, booking meeting rooms, scheduling meetings, inviting people, taking notes during meetings, making coffee. All these tasks can definitely take a lot of time of your day and prevent you from doing the things that you're good at, things that the Scrum Master is supposed to do. Now, this one is hard to fix because it really depends on the context. So if you are the one who chose to do all these things, maybe the team was overbooked, stressed, there was tons of deadlines, and you wanted to book some meetings or you wanted to take notes during a meeting because someone else was not here. You did it a few times. Now everyone assumes that it's your role to do it. It's not your role to do it. Now, you must be firm on this one. Talk to the team. Talk to the product owner, talk to the development team, and tell them, as from now on, all these things, you won't be doing them. You are helping the team by doing them because there was X, Y issues. But as from now on, they should be handling all these things. The Scrum Master's role is not scheduling meetings, inviting people and all that. Distribute it. Everyone in the team can do it. It's not the sole role of a Scrum Master. And you can even take out the Scrum Guide 2020, the Bible of a Scrum Master, and show them that it's not your role because you have so many other things to do and you need to concentrate on these other things. Everyone in the team, we can distribute all these tasks among each other in the team. As an example, if it's a meeting talking about the product owner should be owning this meeting, scheduling the meeting, booking the meeting rooms, sending the invites, taking notes during the meeting. If it's a technical meeting, someone from the development team should be handling this part. Now, the hardest part to fix here, if it's not your idea to do all these tasks. No, someone else in the organization, maybe a manager, upper management, or someone else in the organization decided that it's your role to do it. That the Scrum Master is supposed to be doing all these things. What I suggest doing in this scenario is getting back to the basics, the Scrum Guide 2020. Read it, understand it, and then find this person that told everyone that you should be doing all these things. Find this person and explain to that person that this is your role. Maybe you can bring the Scrum Guide, print it, or send this person by email. Show this person that this is your role and you should be doing all these things. Not these other things. These other things are taking your time. Useless for you. You should be concentrating on all these things in priority so that you can help the team, support the team, deliver more valuable products to the customer. This is the most important thing, and I'm sure that this person will also understand that. Another thing that you can do also, if there's multiple Scrum Masters, Agile coaches in the organization, you can team up and convince this person that you shouldn't be doing all these things and you should be doing all these other things instead, which are more valuable. Challenge number 2, lack of commitment from senior management. The organization really believe in Agile, the Agile way of working. They have invested a lot in Agile, but that's all on paper. Someone in the organization, most probably someone from upper management, senior management, maybe a director, has decided that Agile is the thing. Agile will solve all our problems. We have these kinds of problems right now. Implement Agile and poof, everything will be solved. Agile is the magical thing that we need to implement. And most probably they got this idea from a consulting company like McKinsey. They got sold the idea of Agile by these consulting companies and they bought it. But 99% of organizations I've worked with have this challenge, this problem, lack of support from senior management. It's not that they don't understand Agile. No, they are very smart people. They understand Agile. They really believe in Agile also. It makes sense. Things will work when using Agile. But they fear this lack of control. They don't like that. This lack of control and this reduction in status. They don't have as much status that they had previously, as much control that they had previously. Now, with Agile, the team chooses their destiny. They decide what to build, how to build it, and when it will be released. The team decides. Previously, all the model, they were deciding, the directors. They were setting deadlines. They were telling the team exactly what to do because they knew. This lack of control is a hard pill to swallow, especially for upper management. What I usually suggest doing in this scenario is finding out the problems that the organization has. Find out the problems. Forget about Agile. Find out the problems and then solve the problems. Fix them. You can use Agile, you can use other things, but what's the main goal here is to fixing this problem. That's it. Now, maybe Agile is a bit scary. People are scared of it. But at the end of the day, we just want our problems to be fixed. We don't really care how they are fixed. We just want them to be fixed. So maybe you use Agile, maybe you use other things, but they don't really care. Just fix the problem. Challenge number 3, time boxing, Agile meetings. Meetings can be a productivity killer when done wrong. And by wrong, I mean the unfocused meetings. No one understands what's the purpose of this meeting, why they are here in this meeting. We didn't invite the right people. We invited too many people. People are late. The meeting is getting overextended. A few people are dominating the conversation. They are rambling. So many things can go wrong in a meeting. And most of these things can be fixed if you time box the meeting. And it's common practice. This time boxing thing is common practice in Scrum. In Agile, simply means that you set a time limit to an event, to a meeting, to a task. And as a Scrum Master, you should be the one to ensure that the meetings are within the time box, this time limit. Or you can coach other team members from the development team, the product owner, so that they can ensure that their meetings are within this time box. But it's easier said than done. It's a challenge for a reason. What I usually suggest doing here is starting with a daily Scrum. Why the daily Scrum? Because it happens every single day. If you fail today, you have another chance tomorrow. Tell the team in the daily Scrum, maybe let's say it's Monday today. Tell the team on Monday in the daily Scrum, until the end of the sprint, we're going to try an experiment together. We're going to try to stick to the 15 minutes, the recommended time for the daily Scrum, 15 minutes. This meeting, the daily Scrum, will not be overextended. It's going to remain under 15 minutes. Ask them, wow, what do they feel about this experiment? Do they want to try it? And in 99% of cases, they will say yes, because they don't like meetings. No one likes unproductive meetings. And you try this experiment until the end of a sprint. No matter what, you remain under the 15 minutes. Even if conversations go overextended, you tell them, have another call. The daily Scrum under 15 minutes. And at the end of a sprint, during maybe the sprint retrospective, or you organize another session, ask them, how do they feel? Did they like it? Was the experiment a success? Do they want to keep trying it, using this method for all the other Scrum meetings also, or even their meetings, a time boxing method? Do they want to keep trying this time boxing 15 minutes for the daily Scrum? And in 99% of cases, I guarantee you that they will say yes, because no one likes unproductive meetings. Challenge number 4, a single Scrum Master supporting multiple teams. Again, this is something I see in many organizations I work with. People in the organization, upper management, they really understand Agile way of working, Scrum Masters, but they really believe also that the Scrum Master should be supporting 2 to 5 teams, 10 teams. One team is not enough. What will the Scrum Master do? he needs to support, or she needs to support at least 2 to 3 teams. They may say that they understand the role of a Scrum Master, but if you look at the actions, it doesn't match. They clearly undervalue the role of a Scrum Master, what the Scrum Master does, and what value the Scrum Master brings to the team, to the organization. That's why we are telling the Scrum Master to support multiple teams, because they really don't understand what the Scrum Master does with a single team. And it's a big problem, because at the end of the day, who will pay this? The team. The team will pay these consequences of having a Scrum Master support multiple teams, because the Scrum Master can't really give that time to a single team and make them develop, grow, and really maximize on value. And this is especially true for new teams, people who have just joined and created a new team. Maybe they don't understand Agile, Scrum. You need to coach them, you need to teach them on how to work together, build how they want to work, their process, the Agile way of working, teach them, coach them, make them collaborate together, understand the process so that they can grow and really work in a sustainable pace. It's hard to do, it takes time, and it's hard to do for a Scrum Master when you're focusing on multiple teams at the same time. Companies don't understand that. I understand the company's point of view also. They want to cut costs. They don't want to hire many Scrum Masters, but there's a price to pay, and the price will be the individuals, the team, and at the end of the day, the organization and the customer also. So what I usually suggest doing in this scenario is cutting down on facilitation, on joining meetings, on admin tasks that the Scrum Master does. Basically all the outputs that you do as a Scrum Master, cut down. Do some coaching instead. Do some teaching instead. Do some mentoring instead. Challenge number 5, dealing with impediments. What's the difference between an impediment and a blocker? Do you know the difference? 99% of Scrum Masters I ask, new Scrum Masters I ask this question. They don't know. They don't know the difference between an impediment and a blocker. A blocker is something stopping work. You can't proceed further. An impediment is simply something slowing down work. Now, blockers not mentioned in the Scrum Guide 2020. Only impediments are mentioned. But still, Scrum Masters, crucial as Scrum Masters, tackle both impediments and blockers, because an impediment, as it's slowing down work, it's important, extremely important that you work on impediments. Blockers, priority items, it's stopping work, you can't proceed, so you need to tackle these blockers first. Something that I see quite often in the daily Scrum makes me laugh are people saying, no blockers, we don't have any blockers, everything is fine. But when you look at the board, you realize that this person is working on 5 things at the same time instead of the recommended 1 work in progress item. You focus on 1 thing, you get it done, you pick up another thing. So this person is working on 5 things at the same time. You ask questions. Why are you working on 5 things at the same time? And the person tells you they were working on a single thing, then something happened, they couldn't proceed, they picked up a second thing, and it went on and on until we had 5 things work in progress. So basically, they are working right now. They aren't doing anything. No blockers, but they were blocked on the first item. They couldn't proceed. They should have raised that instead of picking something new. Explain this to a team, coach the team on this, teach the team on this. It's extremely important. One of the key things that you need to do during the sprint is reducing the work in progress to make people focus, and we should stop starting and start doing, getting things done. Which brings me to my next point. If you want more tips, insights on Agile, Scrum, personal growth, click on the video that stands out the most on the screen right now, and I'll see you in a few seconds.